Hello, learning birds. This is Mr. Buffington again, and today we are going to look at symbolism. Wonderful symbolism. Symbolism is when an object is used for a deeper meaning. All right. Some symbols are universally and easily recognized, and other symbols need a little bit more context for meaning. We'll talk about both types of symbols as we go through our examples of symbolism. First symbol that I wanted to show, just to show you an example, kind of a universal sign. What do you think of when you see this? You probably thought stop, because the red regular octagon here is the shape of a stop sign. All road signs are just symbols. They have meaning because we give them meaning and we follow them. That's why they have meaning. A red octagon really doesn't mean anything on its own, but because we've given meaning to it, when we see it, we think stop. Here's another symbol. What do you think when you see this? You probably thought of the name of the letter, B, or the sound it makes, buh. Letters are symbols that have meaning because we give them meaning. These are examples of symbols. So some common symbols I want to show you. Maybe a heart is a symbol for love. A rose might be a symbol for love. The dove is a symbol for peace, and a skeleton or a skull might be a symbol for death. Could also be a symbol for, the pirate flag or whatever. Flags are a great example of other symbols. Common, recognizable symbols. So these are more universal symbols, things that when you see them, you make that connection. Some symbols require a little bit of context for them to have meaning. I'll give you an example of that. In a book about the slave trade, a leather band that was used to tie up slaves as they crossed the ocean could be a symbol of tyranny. It could be a symbol of oppression. It could be a symbol of abuse. It could have a really negative connotation based on that symbol. And every time they saw that leather band, they could have terrible, horrific memories, and it could be a symbol of something terrible. However, in another book, a strong leather band could be passed between friends, and it could be symbolic for the strength of their friendship. You see how context is necessary for these symbols. Some symbols have universal context, like the stop sign, the dove, the heart. Some need context, but an author can create symbolic meaning for this object based on the context of what they're creating. An example of symbolism in literature, The Lord of the Flies by William Golding. This is a book filled with all sorts of different symbols. The symbol I'm going to talk about is the conch shell. The conch shell is found early on in the book, and they use it to symbolize leadership. Piggy finds it, and he's holding it, and when he holds it, he can speak, and they pass it around the circle, and you have to be holding the conch shell to be able to speak. Later on, it becomes the symbol for order. It's the only amount of order that they ever have in this book. When the conch shell is broken, it's a symbol that all hope for order and some kind of normal leadership is basically being destroyed. And there's also lots of others. Like I said, this book is just chock full of all sorts of examples of symbolism, but one of them that really stands out is that symbol of the conch shell. So why do we use symbolism in writing? Symbolism adds layers and depth to your writing. You can use universal symbols to help readers relate to complex ideas and complex themes. And you can use unique symbols to help the reader make connections that they otherwise wouldn't make, as long as you set up the context of those unique symbols, like the leather band that we talked about earlier. So just as a quick review, symbolism is when an object is used for some deeper meaning. Some symbols are universally and easily recognized. Those are great to use in your writing so that they immediately connect with the reader. Other symbols need context for meaning, so it takes a little bit more effort as an author to write the context, and then those symbols have great meaning. I hope that lesson on symbolism was helpful for you. Have a wonderful day.